What up, chat? How we doing? Let's go to this. It's crazy comms. Are we along in ES or oil tonight? Well, I mean, there's a good chance one of them happens. What up, Wills? MK, Spence, Victoria, Raw, Stock Market Baby, Hysteric. How y'all doing? What up, Hitch? How about gold? Yeah, Spence. Gold just, ain't that appealing. The chart on gold could look amazing, but gold itself would still be less appealing. I mean, gold looks terrible. It hasn't even moved. At least the indices in oil moved a little bit. What up, Taylor? Is it giving like translation? It's putting translation things next to everybody's name for me. I don't know if it's doing that. Not everybody's, but a lot of people's. Like Taylor's translated from yo to oh yeah. Yo, I passed my first eval yesterday and bought a second today. Made 1,500 this morning. Fuck yeah, Logan. Love it. I do have another from intraday today. I have another Lucid account that we're a couple hundred away from passing. So we'll have to see if we can get that one funded as well. And I got another Tradeify funded today, so we're up to 4 on there. The G in gold stands for garbage. That's just gold in general, not just today, Victoria. Gold in general, garbage. I was watching the potential long down here. I was really interested in it, but then I saw this 5-minute candle and just said, I'll wait. Which might bite me in the ass. It might. What up, David? What up, Ron DG? Don't talk to my baby like that, Spence. She deserves it. She fucking wholeheartedly deserves it. Also, how's the background music? Good volume, or should I lower it a little bit? I think there's one more blip on YouTube that I can lower it. What up, AK? Sound good, bet. So how we doing tonight, chat? How we doing today? How we doing in general? I like this hourly on ES. You can see I drew some little lines like I normally do, some zones that I was watching. I drew this one down here because initially, obviously, we were pulling back. I was like, oh shit, if shit goes south, that's where we can look. I like ES structure. It's a little stronger than NQ, but NQ looks similar. The only thing is YM and RTY are a little like in the middle-ish. You know? Little in the middle. And I'm likely not overly interested until we get out of this area. I could see entries, but I feel like this 5 minutes of structure I can really paint for either direction. We do have the indices below the open while oil's above the open. Oil showing a little bit of strength. I believe we have heavy data in the morning. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I'll catch up with the chat in a second. But correct me if I'm wrong. What do we have? We have PCE and GDP in the morning alongside durable goods and jobless claims. Okay, yeah, we got some heaters. We got some heaters coming out at 8:30. What up, Polar Bear? What up, Balaji? Balaji? Probably messing that up. I don't know what Jake has on his YouTube where it is translating people's, like Joe's for yo, yo, yo. It's just 3 lines straight up. It translated it to different language for me. Finally above buffer on the 150K TBT. Hell yeah, Spence. What up, Julie? What up, Aaron? No trade today for me. Today we're slammed at work. Okay, not bad, not bad. Work today night. Ooh. Brew being slammed, but hopefully he makes money out of it. Think we get a 3-bar NQ hourly. Victoria, I'm not long yet. Remember, you can't say long ES until I'm actually physically long ES. All it takes is one little candle to flip, and now all of a sudden I'm long in oil. I've heard people pronounce that worse than you could. Hell yeah. Look, all that matters is I'm trying. Made 1,500 my second eval. Love it, Logan. Love it. What's up, Casper? I don't know, dude. The longer we fight this like 48s, like I'm open to it, to the downside. The main reason is just because of like RTY and YM. YM is slightly stronger. Just let me look. All right. I want to see if the chat's aligned. One big question. If we look at these 4 daily charts, and you can pick any chart of your choosing, what is the number one thought that comes to mind here? What up, Jason? Gold's in no man's land? Yep, it's another reason just not to touch it. But if we look at like these daily charts, what's the number one thought that immediately hits your head? Higher highs, fair. I was looking more on like a finite perspective. For me, just looking at these dailies of all the structures right now, it's not, I don't look at anything and be like, hell yeah, this is the direction I think we're going to break. Which kind of leads me towards a broader range aspect, which is what we've kind of talked about for this week. I mean, Sunday we shorted, or Monday we shorted, Tuesday we longed. Now we'll see what today brings. Yeah, inside bars, higher highs, top wicks. I mean, a lot of just stuff in general saying that we're just sitting here right now. I just don't look at these and go, hell yeah, this is immediately like, I want to long this exponentially on any of these 4 charts. Then I go to something like the 4 hour and we are range bound. ES structurally does look pretty good. However, something that would look really good would be this little consolidation to break afterwards, which means 3 hours roughly. Not what we want to hear, not what I want to hear. So we'll see. I have lower expectations a little bit today, but I am obviously interested in trading. All that means is I'll do what I've been doing the rest of the week. Maybe a little 2-3 hour type of setup. See if we take it, look for the trims, call it a night. When I see this chart, I think, hell yeah, this is going to break. You sure about that? Gold getting the start of the dump. Is gold dumping? Yeah. I mean, I could see the indices pulling back. Let's say you short ES here. Stop would be 3.5 points. It's not crazy. YM's definitely weaker. The problem is we have big supports, especially on NQ. I will say if NQ loses 30-30s to like 30-20s, essentially, call it that range, it's good night. It is good night. Just because of how massive of a support that's been. If we lose that, I would expect drastic downside. For now, though, we're sitting in between these like support and resistances. NQ is drastically tighter than ES. If I want to draw the upside one, I'd probably draw it like there, which is exactly where we're sitting. Outside of those areas is when I'll gain conviction. I'm willing to take a trade inside if the MTFA is there to where I'm like, oh yeah, this should break easily. 15-minute could be a little lower high sell here. Could be. Problem is oil also just looks like dew. A 15-minute sell definitely interests me, but I'd rather wait 5 minutes. Let this close. Because if this does spike the lows and get a little bit of a hammer, probably trapped a lot of people in that shorted right here early. We may sit a little sideways. We'll see though. I'm fully open to trading shorter term either way on ES. 100% either way. Sounds like a Battlefield type of night for me. Hell yeah, Spence. I'm down. I did qualify for another My Fun Futures payout last night and Apex. However, Apex, I got to bring my consistency down 20%. Yeah, Aaron, I mean, that'll be easy. Congrats on the My Fun Futures and Apex. Apex, you just got to bring it down a little bit, which isn't going to be insanely hard. Number one thing with that Apex, though, is you'll have 2 payouts floating out there. The best part is it's going to be like a welcome gift whenever you randomly get the notification that it's in your account. You have no clue when it's coming. That's the greatest part. Lucid, you at least know, like, I'm getting it within like an hour or two. Same with Tradeify. Apex, it's like, when am I going to get it? There's new Apex accounts? Oh, the bundle. Yeah. Yeah, I saw you can buy 5 accounts at a time now. Which, to be fair, is genius of them. What up, Sean? Them doing 5 at a time is genius. Because now it makes it a hell of a lot easier to buy 20. Most people probably wouldn't have bought 20 just because of how long it would take to check out 20 times. Aaron, this has been your best month. 5 payouts this month, thanks to us. Love it, brother. Absolutely love it. You got me beat. You got me smoked. I think I'm on 4 this month. So, got me. One thing I am trying to figure out, just on a personal level right now, is how I really want to attack these evals and funded accounts I have. Because there's a fucking lot, dude. There's a lot of them. Because I passed another eval on Tradeify today, so we have 4 of those. And I think I still have 1 eval that I can trade. That's in drawdown still. And then we have the Lucid that we passed yesterday. And I have another one that's $300 away. There's a lot to figure out with that. What's your favorite session trade futures right now, to be fully transparent? I think right now till like 1 a.m. has been really nice. I've also found a lot of love in the past, probably this week, for late New York session. So like that 1 p.m. to like 4 p.m. We're in that range bound market where you see a potential reversal around that time frame and you get a really nice entry. At least what I've been doing. What up, AXP? How you doing? Where are you swinging shorts again from? Yeah, Jordan, less volatility. But it just, I mean, you guys see how easy it is to be calm on these trades and just really not care too much. Like right now, let's say I desperately wanted the short, which I'm open to it. I'm interested. That's why I'm waiting. If I wanted the short, I took the short when it breaks here, throw a stop here. If it breaks this, I know, all right, if it gets back above this, trade's failed. Anything below, you just kind of sit there and let it go. And I know it's going to take hours most of the time. Unless we get some random volatility spike, it's going to take hours. I don't have to really worry about it. I shorted the open. Hell yeah. Hey, Victoria, it's only crazy till it finally works. One of these days, it's going to work. No, Jordan, my goal is to get more people watching Asia. Because it is, I feel like it's the easiest time to trade. Actually, let's make a different poll today. Normally I say bullish, bearish, or we'll do something different. There's going to be a lot of options. Actually, give him 4 options. So I'm putting There's going to be 4. I'm saying, what's your favorite time to trade? You have New York morning, New York evening, Asia open, or London-ish. For that, I'm talking like 10 p.m. and after, somewhere around there. I'm just interested in seeing what people's answers are. I don't mind. Robert, it's been my favorite for months now. For months, for the most part. Okay. That probably just upset some people in the chat. Just by looking at that wick. Probably cracked some people right there. One way or another. What up, Ray Guy? What up, Bugs? But no, it just, I love the way it trades. I think it's very fluid most of the time. It makes nice consolidations that you can easily look for a breakup. Me. Sorry for that. Sorry for your loss, Daniel. Sorry for your loss. Power hour is just going to be, that's just New York evening. So just click that one if you're clicking the poll. I mean, I figured New York morning is 100% going to take it. It should. That's when most people are hyped for that volatility, especially you little NQ degens. By the way, you guys been paying attention to the Grand Capital? I checked on a few names to see like how they're doing. A lot of people I know that are in it did well. Except I saw someone already got the 25K bounty on Simba, which that's a hefty one. Imagine playing him day one and you just get 25 racks for beating him. Dude, Spencer, I was just scrolling through some random, and I'm going to wait till the volatility chills a little bit, then I'll look to enter anything. But I was just looking through random posts like throughout the event, and there was people who lost like $15,000 today. just fucking sending it for this competition. I'm like, how do you lose 15 bands in one day, dude? There's people with P&Ls at 35K, 32K. I'm like, what did you do? Like, you have to try to lose 15K with one mini without being able to trade silver. You have to really try, and you have to really be unfortunate. Jordan, yeah, that's why we switched this session to 7 p.m. Eastern. That first hour, 90% of the time, sucks. Absolutely sucks. Yeah, Victoria, I saw it. Rake, he ended up coming out green slightly. I'm sure he'll talk about it tomorrow, so I don't want to dive into it too much. He made like $200, and the other person he was facing blew up. Or they didn't blow up, but they lost like 2,000 or something like that, I think. I saw people today, like there was competitions who was the biggest winner on it. And this, I love just looking at the analytics. Part of the competition was who's the biggest winner. You have some people up $8,000 versus someone who's up $6,000. And then there's the people out there who's the biggest loser. There's people down $10,000 and their opponent's down 6. It's like whoever loses the least amount of money goes to the next round in that case. So you could be up against someone, just take 3 scalps, lose $100 and win. What up, Esso? Spencer, that's why I'm glad we did that in Discord. Because those first hours sucked so bad. There was days though, when I will say, when the war first started, oil, that first hour, oil was it. Yeah, right, guy. There was no drawdown. You could lose 50 grand if you somehow found a way to. What's your bias, Mr. Stocks? I'm honestly pretty neutral at the moment. At the moment, pretty neutral. Just because we have this support or this resistance overhead on ES and NQ and the support below. I would love if we can get, see, I wish this got more up here. I would have loved this candle to close a little higher and us build this consolidation up here, because then we can look for that break. But now, like, this is where a lot of people get trapped in 3-bar plays. One of my least favorite things is where we get this more so bearish bar that takes over like half to 3/4 of the candle, and then we consolidate it at the lows of that bar. Because now this is more bearish, in my opinion, versus us consolidating after a bull bar. Because we're consolidating near the lows of the prior hourly. I think the indices might push here. We're at the low end of the range. I'm going to try a little long on oil. And then I'm going to run a stop around 55 for now. If that stops me out, it is what it is, but I like the potential of it. So I did get in oil at, what was that? 89.95. Let me make sure I have all stops in place. $91 would be like first target area. In all reality, I want 91.6, so I'm probably just gonna move it up there. And then worst case, we can always trim along the way like we do. I do like shorts on ES and NQ if these two supports can break. I think if if NQ loses this area, it can see a pretty aggressive push lower. But if we hold, we'll likely continue sitting in this range. And that'll likely pull oil back as well. But for now, I do like this potential setup here, especially with us bouncing off of the 89 area earlier in the session, right around the open. We'll see if it holds, see if it keeps going or not. It's worth a stab for sure. Imagine being up $10 and blowing and finding out, oh, you mean like if you were up $10 and then your opponent just blew up the entire account? Yeah, that'd be detrimental. Robert, with these ES and NQ, this is primarily from like the 15. I'll continue to watch this though. If we break down in this range, I might get out earlier just because it'd be a broader rejection. I think for now, though, we are mainly range bound. So there's a chance we see a lot of shit back and forth in this area. So we'll see. Gold looks weaker, but it's sitting at a pretty decent support as well. Right around 82. Let's see. See if it can get the break. Mar, I just got in oil. Like, just got in. So yes, I am in oil. Main thesis to be watching the indices playing that negative correlation as well. We held 89, want to see that continuation up higher. I think 91 could be a fairly easy target, even if we want to consolidate on like the 4 hour and the daily. The next resistance is up there around like 91-ish, 91.6. We can sit in there, base out here on the daily chart, and it just makes a lot of sense. Even if you're bearish on oil on the daily, Let's say we get some type of inside bar, at least overnight. It could go up to there, but this isn't like the absolute like A++, but I like the setup based off of what the indices look like and oil. Appreciate you, brother. Trying to see if I can pass this eval. Where do I need it to go to? So at like 60 something, I'll pass that eval. Is this stocks? Is this futures, Imperium? I'm on oil. Right, guy, just turn on the B80J, brother. That's all I do. Hit this little button down here. And that also makes sense why someone mentioned a gap on oil yesterday that wasn't there. Their contract rolled over early, whatever they were trading on. Trump speaking, what you think? We'll see what he says. If he's currently speaking, out of selfish reasons, I hope it's not good. Maybe he says the peace deals aren't like that peaceful. Maybe like nothing terrible, but nothing great, you know? Just enough to get us going. Did I miss gold analysis? No, I didn't really dive into it too much because we looked at it when it was like this and it just looked like shit, to be honest. It did not look good. This hourly is a pretty big failure to go higher, which would have me skeptical on it. Now it's just seeing how we react to this 80-ish area. Because obviously you can see it's a pretty decent hourly support. If we lose this, pretty ugly hourly, pretty ugly 4 hour if it locks in this lower high, retesting these prior lows on that wick, slamming back lower. I mean, gold, I feel like every time I look at gold, it doesn't look good. And if it looks good for about 15 minutes to an hour. And then after that, it looks like shit again. No, Logan, not for me, at least. Not for me. To tell you how important the 30-second time frame is, I can't even look at it because I don't have that premium of an account. I can't even look at the 30-second time frame. I try it. TradingView calls me poor. I like the 5, 15, hourly, and 4 hour for the most part for me. And that's exactly what I usually have here. 5, 15, hourly, 4 hour. If there's a volatile enough name with enough volume, I'll watch the 2 minute. Just that way, we can see some price action and bars moving a little. Outside of that, though, the 2 minute I'll use for finite entries if I'm really trying to buy a trigger and see, is this going to hold? Is this going to continue? And we run off of that. But now I'm not like, oh my God, you have to use the 2. D, that's not something that I personally say is important. How many I bought should not have any impact on anybody's trade whatsoever at all, ever. On my fundeds, I have 1, or the equivalent of 1 CL. Logan, even though the ICT is the one strategy I joke about and make fun of, this just because it's ICT. Everybody does. And when it's the most traded concept out there, it's going to get made fun of a lot. That's just how it works. The way it is, the way I view it is a lot of ICT, and I could be wrong. I've said it before. Y'all have heard this, is that it's primarily trading off of support and resistance that they found a way to determine, and you're buying higher lows or pullbacks. So it's just trading price action with a lot of extra steps. So it can work. any strategy can work for anybody. It just depends on the person. There are strategies that aren't going to work for, like, someone could trade ICT and it doesn't work. Someone could trade the rake trade system and it doesn't work. You just have to find what works for you as an individual. But I love what I do. I just keep it very, very simple overall and just trade structure. Yeah, Spence, most are very simple. And a lot of the ICT terms are stuff that, like, we use to trade. We just don't give them overcomplicated names. Are you gonna touch NQ or gold? Probably not. Definitely not gold. I can tell you, if you're here to see someone trade gold, you got to go to Alan's session or Jake's, because I'm not a fan of gold. I'm not. I'll trade oil all day. Gold just doesn't get my interest. Jason. Oh, fuck. Full portings, it works for me. Hell yeah, Hitch. Can you explain what an inside bar is? SR. Don't overcomplicate it. So, if we look at this 15-minute chart, this candle's low down here. This candle's high is up here. This candle's high is here. This candle's low is here. This bar, inside this bar. That's it. You're just within the prior bar's highs and lows. That simple. And that equates to every time frame you want to look at it on. Gold been trash late, and I love trading gold. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you've had just a bearish bias in general, short or with gold, it's been great. But I haven't traded well on gold, and that's why I don't trade it a lot. I trade rather well on oil, at least I like to think so. And I like to think I trade rather well on ES. So I'm gonna keep trading those. So the US striked Iran again. I don't know how you guys feel, but this is a really interesting ceasefire. It's the second time we've striked them since the ceasefire started. Yeah, Logan, I'm getting a bunch of notifications that we struck Iran. No, I mean, I've talked about it a while. And also, anything I'm about to say, take it with a grain of salt, because I don't have like an insane amount of depth of knowledge in the war stuff. But I've said since the beginning, like, I don't think the peace talks are going to go as smoothly as like, obviously the media is saying it is. Because it's just how it's going to go. Iran's not going to want to just roll over. Trump's not going to want to just roll over. We're going to clash heads till we quit clashing heads. What up, Trade Wop? I told you, you did. CIA, you did. It's kind of crazy that I think that was this candle. So hear me out. We get this off of, and this is why I don't trade news, right? We get this off of, there's possibly a ceasefire, a peace deal coming in. That's the daily chart. We get this off the fact that we just bombed them for the second time during the ceasefire. That's why I don't care about news. You're literally my news source. Spence, that's what I'm here for, just to give you guys news. That is crazy. It is, but I mean, it's just where the overall, everything's pricing in. I mean, Logan, I wouldn't say like the peace deals are really what's holding it together, because the market's going to price in what it's going to price in. And it's not like the whole market and whole economy are exploding. Oil's still, yes, it got crushed in the past few days. Oil's still up at 89 from, what was it at? 50 before the war started? 60. So oil's still heavily inflated in general. And I think like, even though the market's going up, it's not like everything's wonderful. But I'll be interested to see how the daily reacts, because we also have inflation tomorrow, which we did just tank oil right before the inflation numbers. Interesting. You only trade futures? No, master. I trade options during the day. Lately, though, I've been doing rather well on futures. Not that well on options. Don't know why. But yeah, so I'm primarily focused on futures at the moment. But I do trade. When I see a chart that I absolutely love, I'll take options. What I should probably do is just cut out all the other options and only trade SPY or SPX. Sounds pretty good for an oil long. Never CFDs? No. Nope. I've never traded anything like that. Don't trade Forex. I traded crypto in the past. Won't do that again. Leverage crypto was fun while it lasted, but all my money disappeared. Robert, I haven't noticed like an exponential difference. My fills get filled when it hits. Like I've never noticed anything like, holy crap, I get a terrible fill on that. Unless I'm trading a super volatile, like low volume YM or something. If you're trading YM or RTY during Asia session, you're not going to get the greatest fill. If you buy in or try to buy in on a candle like this on ES or NQ during Asia session, you're not going to get the greatest fill. Because you don't have the volume you have from New York. They're going to fill orders where they can fill orders for the most part. So that's where you'll get slippage at. But for me though, I don't pay too much attention to it. I'll notice I don't get the perfect fills, but it's most likely not from the broker for the most part. It's just likely the liquidity in general. What up, Armani? What up, Elder? Victoria, if you were still here though, technically you were right in the beginning, but then wrong, because you said I knew he was going to long ES. I didn't long ES, I longed oil. But it was one of the two options. Sold all my crypto and put it in hood. Yeah. I mean, I have my opinions on just the crypto market in whole. Nothing like terrible, but I've talked about it before on stream. It's also not something that I'm like dying to get in. Eventually, as I build like a diversification portfolio, maybe grab Bitcoin, but that'd be the only thing I'd ever be interested in crypto-wise. I don't care about any other crypto. I probably won't even buy Bitcoin. Yeah, Robert, for the most part, what I usually do is on the top of like Tradeovate, I'll buy market, sell market. And then on Trade C, I'll either click buy or sell at the bottom. So buy market, sell market. Most of the stuff I do is if I'm buying in or obviously selling in, I'm doing it market. And then most of my exits are limits. We're getting a very slow, methodical grind down, but we are below these these support areas. So if we hold below 30 on NQ, yeah, it's more bearish than bullish. We just got to see how this hourly reacts. There's a really good chance the 4 hour could set a lower high. At least send us to the low end of the range. I would love that. Give me 75.24s. What's crazy is that seems like it's a lot to ask for based off the market we've been trading. That's only 14 points. If we go back last week, ES was moving 60 points a day without a question within an hour. Now we're just struggling. That bus would run out of gas. Renee likes do better. Yeah, if you guys are here and you support the stream, you like what we do, hit the like button. Give me a little thumbs up. Show some love. Show some support. Vish, it was just more so looking at the potential for oil to go up here towards 91.6s. I talked about this exact same thesis on Monday as well, where I'll like an ES short. but I want a long oil instead. And oil has a lot higher of a risk to reward perspective on it, which is why at times I'll take it. Yeah, ES could have been a nice short, but let's say when I initially wanted to short ES like here, I'd have been slammed out right there. So I'm glad I waited, even though at that point too, when I got in was 920. Yeah, so 920 would have been during this candle. And I mean, we already tested the resistance. We tested the support right after. So we're kind of just rejecting off both sides of the range. What's going to be overall cleaner for me is probably just going to take this as we're breaking into new highs and just ride that with a wider stop. I'm fine with taking either. If it's short ES most of the time, I just love longing oil, especially during war times. If we weren't in war times, I would short ES. I just think if oil does want to go, it could easily go to 91.6. We go to 91.6. It's a really nice risk to reward in general. Where ES, like I just mentioned, I'd be looking at maybe 24s. It could be a nice risk to reward. I'm going to guess this is probably like 3, maybe not even. Yeah, probably 3. 2.5. If we hit 24, like 2.7s. Either way, both trades I like. Yeah, and Vish, there's times where I'll say, oh, I want to short ES, and then I'll long oil. Oil will sit completely sideways, and ES will go, and it's just a miss. Right now, though, no matter what I took, I'd probably be not far up much. ES might be 4 points if I nailed the entry. Oil's sit and break even, so nothing crazy. Master, what do you mean it's more difficult challenges? Aren't they going to be the overall same? Obviously, the instrument you trade and the lots and stuff are going to be different, but. NQ is crashing if we go back below 30K. It's looking bearish. Biggest thing to remember is we're at the top of this range. NQ could crash all the way down to 28,800s. And it wouldn't change his daily structure one bit. It wouldn't. This would still look the exact same. Just we would pull back and retest the daily lows. So there's a lot of room to the downside. I'm not like overly bearish at the moment. But this chart doesn't, like NQ struggled throughout the end of the day. It really did. Now the 4 hours trying to set a little bit of a higher low or lower high here along with ES. What really looks weak is the RTY. This is just a straight consolidation right at the lower end of this 4 hour range here. And that's closer to yesterday's lows. If it breaks that, it can get ugly. Which is interesting because we do have inflation numbers tomorrow. It's the biggest thing that's going to be impacted by inflation numbers is RTY. Just because the impact that'll have on rate hikes. How long have you been trading? How long did it take you to become profitable? I started trading January like 30th-ish, 2022. So, no. 2021. January like 30th, 2021. Somewhere around there. And it took me 2-ish years to become like fully confident enough, which is right around where I went full time. I was profitable enough to where like I paid my bills enough. Like that's it. Trade Bob, Apex has no activation fee accounts. How much does that cost? What up, Christian? How you doing? US took out, that wasn't just, they took out a general. Man, these peace talks are getting real peaceful. My God. Off topic, but what time does the London session start and end? The end, I don't know. I think it's around like noonish. Start is 3 a.m. Eastern. If anyone knows when it ends, let me know. We lost 30K. Send it. Give me just a straight dump lower in the market, and then oil. Give me oil 95. Let's get bearish. Give me oil 95. Just a face ripper that we've never seen before. Especially because I'll take oil 100. The greatest thing is, though, I can now hold trades because that Lucid account got passed. So I have zero consistency on that. No, Jordan, that's like the London-ish set. It opens at 3 a.m. Eastern. But like London has a full market, and I think it closes midday New York, I believe. I think end of day 50K is around 109. That's not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. I wouldn't say we lost 30K yet. We spiked it so far. If we hold for the next 13 minutes and get an uglier hourly close, could get a little interesting. We get a little Asia open selling pressure. I'm in. I think you guys are in. Christian, how much fucking size are you using? What are you doing, brother? Which Lucid do you prefer? The Flex. I will trade the eval as many days as possibly needed, just so that way I don't have to worry about consistency on the accounts, on the fundeds. And the main reason for that is because now, let's just say oil keeps ripping, I can let it keep going and not have to worry about getting kicked out of the trade or like aggressively needing to trim because of consistency rules. Now I can just let the trade do its thing on at least one account, which is what I love and I need. CL structure looks great. Appreciate it. Gold getting started. Spence, it is. I mean, Spence, am I crazy saying like 440s? Obviously, you're going to have some resistance around 460s, but like 440s, 432s. I feel like it's not insane. I feel like it's not insane, especially if shit goes south. Someone said, what was that 5 minute, or was that ES spike earlier? Robert, if you're talking about this spike, apparently US bombed Iran. So nothing major, just normal peace talk endeavors. Christian, how much did you need to make if you were 1 day away? That legit my TP? Hell yeah. $66, then 40. Damn, so I just nailed both of the areas you're targeting. It's almost like we know a thing or two. Yeah, money builder. It's not that major. And someone I don't know if this is true, so this could be propaganda. Could be getting one guy here. Someone in chat said we bombed one of their generals. Normal peace talks. What's the dollar doing? Interesting. Interesting. Dollar gets over 100. Oil starts getting that move back up towards 100. ES, NQ, YM, RTY all fill all-time highs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Almost like you should be in with me. No, Spence. It's almost like I shouldn't be, because fuck gold. Gold can move at the most fluid time in the world. The only time I'd be interested in trading gold probably is if oil and all of the indices looked like shit, and gold looked phenomenal, then I'd be like, okay, maybe we take gold. Outside of that, I'm going to find something. I'm going to find something that's at least worth stabbing. Christian, what I do at that point, brother, is, and I know you've probably heard me say it before, especially when you're up that 900, just think about it from a perspective too. It seems like you might have been chasing a bigger payout. I could be wrong, could be wrong. But if you only need like 150-ish and you're in 2 NQ contract, likely on a 50K, first off, 2 NQ on a 50K, unless you are scalping, I think is insane. Insane. Just because of how fast you can get wrecked. One bad fill, like one slippage on a fill, you're losing an extra $400, $300. You've one volatility candle. So like, that's kind of what I also weigh into a lot of my thesis with trades. That kind of just answered everything. You wanted 1K for the max payout, so you were looking at the dollar perspective versus... Yeah, and I'm not trying to like dive into you at all. Like, I'm not trying to just harp on you over and over. I just want to make sure like you fully understand it, right? And you can always feel free to DM me with shit like this too. But I'm sure it helps having someone actually like somewhat call you out. Like, I'm not going to be as aggressive as I am in like my one-on-ones, but... Yeah, I mean, I think you definitely know what it was. It seems like you're just focused more so on the P&L. I will say, though, if you come back next week and say the same thing, I'm just going to ask you what the definition of insanity is and leave you with that one. If you do it next week, I want to hear it, but I don't want to hear you do it, you know? What up, Most Fab? Yeah, Jordan. And like I said, anything I talk about with like that whole topic, take with a grain of salt. I'm going back to your bombing question. Yeah, it could just be trying to strong arm them to make the deal go through faster. It's one of Trump's tactics. Someone doesn't want to agree right away, strong arm the shit out of them, make them agree. If they don't agree, hit them hard. And that's just where he usually goes with it. So we'll see how it plays out. They're either likely going to agree fast or it's not going to be good. I just passed another account, so we're going to try again, this time on a growth. Christian, what were you trading last time? And it also seems, did you buy the eval today? Did you just fucking yeet us that eval into the moon? If so, it's okay, because I did that with one of my trade buys today and it worked. But it was an actually planned trade on ES. Appreciate you all, God. Appreciate you. I need a couple more ticks to get filled out on the eval, and then I'll only be in unfundeds because I'm still in unfundeds. But that eval hits, I'll have 2 fundeds on Lucid now and 4 on Tradeify. Which I'm gonna be honest, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Why do I have 5, possibly 6 fundeds? This is too much. I was on select. You did yeet it. I could tell. That's why, because the second you said growth, I'm like, oh, he went for the 1 day to pass option. The only thing is now it's not just the 10 days or the 5 days. You have to worry about consistency as well. So you're gonna have to check yourself a little bit on that. Steak too juicy. It is, Willie. It is. This is definitely a steak too juicy situation. PK, what you can do is just try to find a time frame you want to trade which account in. That's an easy way to do it. Like if you like trading Asia, let's say you do that on a funded account, and then you want to trade New York on your self-funded account, and then just don't let yourself trade the other accounts in the other sessions, so you just don't have to worry about it. One way to do it. Or you just trade one at a time, take one trade on one. If it fails, depending on the loss you took, move to the next. I would just focus. A lot of people need to focus more on like trading one account at a time, and we'll kind of just like go from there. Like me right now, I'm taking these slow for the most part on my funded because I only copy trade 2 of them. All the rest I'm trading solo, and it is kind of a pain in the ass. Fast in one day. See, Christian, it's funny. I knew all of those answers before I even asked, or before you even said it. Interesting. Starting to get a little bit of buying pressure. 15-minute higher low, or not higher low. 15-minute wick trying to form. 2-minute, mainly just looking for that lower high on the indices. See if that sets up. See if we can get the push back up. This isn't going to be crazy. I mean, it'd be 5 points if I move the stop there. I'm not going to squeeze the stop on this because I'm willing to let it work. 65 makes sense. Yeah, I'll reduce risk a tiny bit. I'm only going 10 ticks. So I'm not changing it a crazy amount. I'm just going up to 65. Probably going to leave my eval where it was and just see what that one does. Run the fundeds, I'm going up to 65. What's your time frame? This is the 5, this is the 15, this is the hourly, this is the 4 hour. Hell yeah, Daniel. You just passed your first eval. Congrats, brother. Congrats. You've been on it for 2 months. To me, that shows that's more impressive than like passing it in a day for the most part. Because you kept it alive that long. Traded it well. Happy for you, brother. What up, Blue? 2 evals. Christian, what I would definitely do is make sure you don't carry that yeeting mindset into the funded. Because it seemed like you were kind of chasing getting another funded, possibly. To where you yeeted 2 and then ended up getting that third one. So I'm not telling you like how to trade. Just make sure you don't do it on your funded so it doesn't get ugly. Yeah, Adrian, usually it's somewhat like a breakout. I can't go like too much in depth because it's kind of what the Discord teaches for the most part. It's not mine to like dive into all the details of, you know? But no, usually it's just multi-time frame analysis and looking for a trigger on a certain time frame that gets me in. And a huge thing for me during these times, you guys know it, you guys see it every day, is the negative correlation. I'm trading this negative correlation every single day on stream, and it works wonders. So hopefully that alone helps some of you guys out. Just being able to watch oil as well and understanding how it's going to correlate towards the indices and kind of just using them as a guide to look for like the divergences and stuff like that as well. You copy trading now? No, right guy. I'll only put 2 of them together. What I will do is, and I've never copy traded on Lucid because it's on the trade C. I don't know how that trade follower thing works very well. I might try it when I get more. Right now, like if this account passes, I only have 2. So I don't feel the need to copy trade those. But if I get more like 4, like on Tradeify, I'll probably copy trade 2 of them max. So I'll have 2 copy traded on each and then 2 solos that I trade. And the way I'll do it is like, if I look at a trade and I think it's a damn near A+ setup, I'll enter on the copy traded and then I'll go to the, like one of the individual accounts and I'll enter on that. Because if the risk is worth it, I'm willing to take the risk on it. Hell yeah, Jordan. Love to hear you trading. You're doing well on ES so far. Dude, it is night and day less stressful. It is night and day. Just that alone, and then zooming out to the higher time frames will make everything exponentially less stressful in general. ZIA, now it's back to 1-to-1. You talking about the oil risk to reward? Just full transparency. I'm willing to let this hit my stop. I do not care. It's the way I trade. If this pulls back to break even and goes to the stop before I fill any contracts, it is what it is. Asia open in 4 minutes. Oh, I forgot about that. It's the second day in a row I forgot about it. Other than Portugal, so I'm already late, but of all live streams, I really enjoy yours. The way you communicate with people. Big hug and have a good session. My man, Master, I appreciate that more than you know. I've had a lot of people DMing me lately saying stuff like that. Like, not even joking, the past 2 days have probably, not just off of stream, maybe had 4 people DM me about how like they're working on building patience just because of watching me stream and how I kind of just trade. It's how trading should be. Yeah, there's times where I'll be like enthusiastic, but it won't be because like if we see a massive news candle that just slams it up, I'm gonna be like, holy shit. But if this trade just slowly works out, I'm not gonna freak out if a target hits. We should expect targets to hit. We should expect trades to be profitable. We should expect trades to be losers. It's just a part of the gig. I know it might not be as entertaining, but it is what it is. Christian, what I would focus on then, and you could try this, you don't have to try this. Maybe try to make the last day the last 2 days, you know? Extend it that one more day just to size down, just so you can size down a little bit and rock with that. Might try 100K instead. I've had 2 payouts with them. Yeah, you could try that as well. 100K would be a lot easier if you're usually trading 2 NQ. You just got to make more, obviously. Hi, the reason I focus on one account at a time is because if I have an absolutely dog shit trading day, I don't want to blow all my funded accounts. It's the main reason I do it. It's why I won't copy trade every account. It's why I won't go get like a trade syncer and trade everything together. I've been slowly building up these accounts to get all the fundeds. And the last thing I want to do is give myself the ability to nuke them all in one day. That's why I diversify it. Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, our entire system has nothing to do with ICT, and the Discord does teach it. And it's not thousands of dollars. It is $99 a month. So you're in it as long as you want to be in it, and you choose how much it costs you in the end. Yeah, hi, that's just the way I want to trade. And for a lot of people, the reason I tell others to try to focus on one, and not even like tell them, but just mention it, is because let's say you don't get consistent payouts or like you haven't gotten a payout before. Why are you putting risk on 5 accounts versus 1? If you're like, why are you trade copying 3 to 5 accounts or even more? Because I've known people that would trade Apex, have not gotten a payout, and they would rip 20 accounts, fund 20 accounts, blow all 20. Rip 20 accounts, fund 20 accounts, blow all 20. Yet the hopium of getting that $40,000 payout is huge. But at the same time, you're 20xing your cost in hopes of that payout. Most of the time, by the time people get it, their expense is already above what the payout would be. Just from what I've seen. Oh God, dude, oil is, when it wants to move, oil is straight easy money. It is. Especially if you have, like, let's say you get used to trading oil. You guys have seen on streams, a low R trade on oil for us is like 2.5 R. you need a very, very low win rate to be profitable with a 2.5R strategy. So that's one of the reasons, like, oil is just phenomenal to trade in general. Let's go, AXP. It's about damn time, brother. It's about damn time. Negative correlation equals my money. Yeah, Mitch. Luckily, I don't have to worry about that negative correlation yet. You know, there's pros and cons to it. Made 1,300 on NQ on the trade if I funded. Hell yeah, stock market baby. I think you did that yesterday too, didn't you? Because of you, I'm aware of oil some now. Love it. Yeah, Christian, the biggest things to remember in the way I trade accounts is you don't have to chase that 5-day. I know I keep going in and out of this conversation just because I'm reading chat. You don't have to chase the 5 days to get the payout, right? For me, no joke, you guys watch me get two funded accounts and take them to payouts. Took me 11 trading days. So I'm going to say I'm shit for trading 11 days and then getting $2,300 payout? No. Even if they do, I don't care. But too many people focus on the timeline of it versus just focusing on trading and actually just executing. Because there will be times the market isn't fitting your criteria to make you that, let's say $700 a day you need or whatever. And just that's why I do not care about the time. I really don't care about the consistency. Eventually I'll get there. Now I don't want to like 5x my consistency, but I'll destroy it a little bit. At least me personally. Christian, I mean, yeah, I'm still reading your comments. It's a deadly combination to try to get it before your birthday, brother. It is. Craziest thing is when my birthday happens, there's a 99.5% chance I'm streaming during it. Unless another tornado takes me out, we're streaming. What up, Mike? Of course, brother. Well, the charts ain't moving too much, so now it's time to talk. All right, we're getting that little 2-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute lower high we were talking about. See if we can keep that downtrend going. See if we can get oil up towards like 91.6. I would love 91.6. I'll probably be a little eager to take some around 91s on my Tradeifys. Let's see where we'll be at. Yeah, maybe a little trim. But Lucid, the plan for that is to hopefully let it just run. Do you trade Gex or order flow? No, that is Mr. Mitch, the noon session. 12:30 to 1:30. He's usually lurking in chat. I saw him comment earlier. I don't know if he's still lurking or not. But anything Gex, Gamma, stuff like that, that's Mitch all day. He will teach you everything to know about it. If I talk about it, it is an uneducated opinion. You should not listen. The only thing I've used in that criteria is Bookmap in the past. Oh, I know you lurk, Mitch. I know. You lurk on the wrong YouTube account, too. My trench coat, it's a different kind of lurk, my guy. It's a different kind of lurk. New trend, short the open, AXP. If we get in a world, if we get back in that time slot where we open Asia, you get the short NQES, I get the long oil right off the open every day. We're going to be living large, my friend. We are going to be living large. Mike, what'd you do today? I need help. I'm down $500 for the day because of late entry, got stopped out, and then went back. Most Fab, if you are saying I need help to start that, I would immediately say stand up, find the door, and walk. Just a little bit at least. Maybe walk outside, touch a little grass, go around, do like 1-2 laps around the house. Then come back, get some fresh air. Just because you're saying like, I need help, I'm down 500, probably shouldn't be trading. Because if I look at the stock market and say, I need help, I'm not going to be doing well after that. Standing desk goaded, yeah. I do have a bougie standing desk. I have an uplift desk. Should contact them, see if they want to sponsor the show. Get everybody hooked up with uplifts. Yeah, I have the like big corner uplift desk. They're expensive. They are. But to be fair, it came with a hammock that I can put below it. It was like a Black Friday sale. It came with so many little trinkets. I have a drawer that screws onto one of these that doesn't even fit mine. Yeah, the hammock. It is dope. There's two little clips on the supports, and I can hang a hammock under it and lay under my desk. Look out that window. You out there, Mitch? That's usually where I see my turtles. Fuck, Mike. I'm sorry to hear that. Dude, I lost in full transparency. I did lose a Lucid eval today. Because I forgot that at one point I was in profit on it. And I had closed it right around, I think I was up like 1,200 or so on it at one point. Probably like 12, 13. And then I had lost 2 days. And it was right around the like 50,000 mark. So I was like, oh, this is probably one of the accounts I didn't touch yet. And I lost like $600 or $700, blew the account. I'm like, what the fuck? So I didn't even, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna trade this normally. Nope, nuked it. I'm like, damn, that one's gone. Mine's $100. Yeah, Mike, I mean, the problem is with a lot of people, I'm not saying like problem for you. We're in more so a range bound market. This is where a lot of people are going to struggle, like a lot. And to be honest, this is the kind of price action that sometimes I love. Why? Because we get really clear, transparent support and resistance as a trade-off. Like tonight's session, NQ. There was one area, and that was 30-30 for me to pay attention to. If we got below that, shorts, easily. Because that is a huge resistance from all of this session. But, I mean, obviously that'll happen in trends as well. But you just get a lot of clarity, at least when we get these broader ranges. No, Jordan, I don't, which I know is dumb. I'm a terrible long-term investor. I'm a god-awful long-term investor. I start treating stuff like swing trades, and I get eager to trim. What I need to do is get an account where I either just buy like the S&P or just have like someone manage it when I get enough capital to where it's actually worth it. Which sounds dumb because obviously I can manage it, which I probably will never have someone manage it because it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I gotta get an account that I just don't look at. Like maybe I buy a shitload of shares or something and then give the username and password to someone like my brother and then just have him change it. Then eventually he can tell me it. Trench coat only happens when someone's in a hammock. Oh, Mitch, so you're creeping on me when I'm in a hammock. All right, I see how it is. I see how you are. Do you think we're taking out New York low on NQ? New York low? I mean, it's a valid place to test. 100% valid. Especially if we lose this area here, because look at this end of day range. You could make a thesis, and it's big if we lose it. You can make a thesis looking at this, that was the resistance. And then this was more so the support. So if we lose this resistance, which it makes sense, we're consolidating around it right now. If we lose that, where should we go at that point? Would be down here, you know? And as we're looking at this, hourly, what I would kind of love to see, keep this candle tight. Keep this hourly candle right here rather tight or break the lows. Either of those I'm fine with. Do not give me a more aggressive candle that gets back up here because then that just screams range to me. If this candle stays tighter or we just break the lows, then I'd be continually looking for shorts. And then I'd be looking towards New York lows. Mike, do you think you might be just focusing on trying to pass as soon as possible? And that could be causing you to get a little eager to trade more? Because it sounded like you said you shorted the open like a champ. Sometimes that's good to just hit that and run, you know? Level trading is key in markets like this. It is everything. Find a support resistance you want to use. Doesn't even have to be our levels. Any type that you want to use. Trade level to level and then get the hell out. Or, you know, what I like to do, like if we get up here, I'm going to trim a large chunk and then just let it run. I'll probably be trimming anywhere between like 91 to 91.6. What's 91 at? Yeah, 91's like 2.5-ish. I'm cool with that. Logan, you saying do I have my own YouTube channel? Because I do, but all 5 of us stream on this channel. We're not on different channels. But I also don't post anything on my YouTube channel. I have videos on there, but they're all hidden. Y'all can't get them. Yeah, the main ones I have is just like a Trade Evade walkthrough and a Trading View walkthrough. Whenever I always tell people if they need those, DM me and I send it to you. And the crazy part is I've never posted them. I think each one have like 300 something views. We're a part of this channel is the way I would view it. But yeah, we're all a part of like this channel. Yep. Yeah, and even like I used to have affiliate codes. I canceled all those. Full transparency. I don't have them anymore because we're all riding with this. I'm full committed. Jordan, isn't that fucking brutal, dude? You invested yours and your mother's account. She's up 120%. You're up 15. Fuck. Yeah, oh god, I mean, I can't half-ass something like that, you know? That's just the way I viewed it. Plus, it was something that like me and Jake talked about. There's no point if I'm pushing this to also have like, you know, hey, on the side, use this. No. It's just not good business. Did you have a lot of them? I had enough. I also didn't push them a lot. I just had loyal-ass supporters. Candles just stopped running and turned to junk bodies. Yeah, Mike, I guess it's just perspective on how you're viewing the candles. If you're viewing the lower time frames, I can see what you mean by like junk candles, but the higher time frames, they look good. Yeah, oh god, a lot of people will do that. Especially when, like, if we start to get bearish, we're gonna have a lot of people chasing. A lot of people. See, Mike, I feel like that's perspective in the end. Because to me, if I make $500 in eval, I'm happy. It doesn't impact me a lot. If I'm up 500 on eval, good enough, right? At least that's the way I view it. Just because I treat them like my funded accounts wholeheartedly. I'll pass them eventually, or I'll fail them eventually. I usually don't try to pass them in a day. There are times I do, but not all the time. Yeah, oh god, a lot of people are like that heavily. It's a really good market to be in. Take my 1.5 R on gold and dipping. You outspent? Oh, I see why. I see why. Gold's dropping that candle, yeah. Logical. All right, so we're fighting prior all-time highs again on ES, which is what we were looking for the break of yesterday. So ideally today, we see it hold below. I don't want to see the hourly start to reject and see these get buying pressure back up, putting NQ like over 30K. Because then we're looking towards that larger hourly candle, and that's not what I want to be in. Iran launched 4 drones targeting an American commercial vessel. If that's true, fuck. Yeah, Mudbutt, I am. We'll see what the indices do. Oil's holding up well so far. We start to lose like 90-20-ish. I'll be like, all right, what are we doing here? What up, Naturally? How you doing, brother? Robert, what made you long oil over ES short? I love longing oil. I love trading oil. And also, like, if I took the ES short, right when I took this, I went over it earlier. I'll go over it again. When I took that short, it would have been somewhere around here. Stop probably would have been up here somewhere, which is already wider than my normal ES stop at 6.5. Max 1.7R, which isn't crazy if you absolutely snipe the bottom, but I would have been looking for something like this in general. So like 2.9, even with the what I would like to call reserve target on oil, upside of like 4.2, we should already be somewhere around what ES's target was. So just higher risk to reward in general. But I do like the potential of oil getting that move higher and a more aggressive move, especially if the indices see that push lower. Because there's going to be larger, like there's nice trades either way. I just, looking at the charts, where the entry was, I feel like it was the time to enter oil and it might not have been the time to enter ES, you know? Yeah, you'll come to know. I love trading oil. If I see a setup on oil, there's a strong probability I take it. Yeah, oh God, that's the main thing we do this for. I mean, there's the amount of value that we drive on this. Because I like, even though we do cheeky plugs, we don't really sell a whole lot. Like I don't push a lot, which, you know, I could, but no, we do it just to provide value, build a community for the most part. Plus give away a metric shitload of accounts. Actually, let me see. Do we have accounts to give away? Yes. Okay, so we can run a giveaway. We can, but if the likes are under 100, we're not even close. We're at 75, so we need to get likes way up. Way up. After Project 365 is up, what happens? Well, if it hits day 365 and all of you guys are just like, I'm out, unsubscribed, quit showing up to the streams, we fizzle out. If not, though, we ain't fucking leaving. We ain't going nowhere. Project 365 to see what we can do for 365 days. Unless it's just horrible, then I see no reason to quit doing it. We're doing OxyClean tributes. Maybe let's just start doing OxyClean commercials. Just follow all his route. I saw this boat in half. Yeah, oh God, I have zero expectation of leaving. Zero. Oh yeah, profit factor. I have no worry about it at all. I've been streaming. I streamed in the Discord for 2 months ish before I even streamed down here. Yeah, all out God. I mean, it's a moral dilemma to be longing like oil or shorting the indices when a war's like possibly breaking back out. Because then you're like, damn, that sucks they hit them, but like it could be good for like the position. And the way I look at it, you kind of got to ignore that part for the most part, because it's going to happen anyway. If it's going to happen, we might as well make money off it. It's what our job is. Our job is to make money off how the market moves. If we want to bomb each other during peace talks, I'd love to make money off that move. If we want to do peace talks, I'd love to make money off that move. When oil can go up to 93s, oil can go up to 120. I mean, it can go up anywhere, you know? I mean, oil would need a lot to go there. I'm going to see how we react to 91.6. I'm going to be trailing stop as we go. Biggest thing is if we do start getting that push up here, be a little more cautious, personally. Because NQ did fail in the 5 minute. NQ's not as aggressive as ES is. So it's something to pay attention to. Oh shit, I passed that eval. Hell yeah. All right, we got another Lucid funded. Getting a bit of volatility here. I'm watching like the hourly aspect. Because if that fails to go higher and these end up more so failing to go lower, could be in for a wider range, but also could push us back up. No, Logan, we don't celebrate TP. We're happy we're happy the TP got hit. That's how you gotta look at it. It's a crazy statement, but fair. Oh God, I'm sure that's a crazy contrast, brother. Like the most polar opposite you can possibly get. And that's one thing though, is right now I'm not going to get overly bearish based off of headlines. I'm just trading what the chart gives us. In this perspective, I mean, we could see that hourly close a little weaker. We spike lower, come back up. But the 15 is kind of rejecting like up here-ish so far. Which if that wants to, would be an hourly lower high, which could push us back down here. Gold's still weak. What's a 2 minute look like? I want to see if we set a 5 minute higher low. Obviously a little more of an aggressive 5 minute candle, but it's nothing crazy. The big thing is just going to be how this hourly shapes up for the most part for me. Because ES is still fighting prior all-time highs, which was the level we paid attention to yesterday and actually traded off of, but to the upside. So if we do reject that, for all you pattern traders, you could look at, so I guarantee you someone in this chat is looking at this. I'm going to draw it. Guarantee you someone here has already partly drawn this. In their head, on their chart, someone's talking about head and shoulders. I already know it. But I'm watching for the lower high possibility here. Because the last thing I want to do is get faked out of this trade for one red candle. We got in off like the mid to high time frames. Might as well let the mid to high time frames do their thing. The main thing I was just stalking to see is if I want to move my stop, and if I do, where do I want to move it to? Double top NQ 50 contracts. You in 50 contracts? If so, I get why your name's Mr. Stocks. Most Fab, did you trade again? It sounds like you did. Show me on. What up, Elder? Go big or go home at a tight stop at 7. You actually, would you take 50 micros? Or are you just some fucking hedge fund manager chilling in a YouTube chat? How are you feeling about the oil trade? I love it. The one thing to remember too is a lot of people, this is why I also trade on all these charts. I could sit here and look at this 5-minute candle and go, oh my God, the world's ending. Or the world's whole again, because it's a bearish candle. Well, we just trended up. That took out what? A sixth of the total move, if maybe even less. And I can look at it and be like, oh my God, well, the 15 is a low inverted hammer. That could be weak. The hourly was below the prior hourly high, so that could be weak. But all of that is like a could aspect. So I'm going to let the candles play out. See, are we going to break the low? Is that candle going to break and push back up? Are we going to hold? You know, let the price action do its thing and tell you what to do. I don't want to be in this trade, love the setup, and then force myself out off of one 5-minute candle, you know? $150K Lucid Flex, 5 of them. Oh, well, you're chilling. I mean, if you hit Mr. Stocks, Lucid Flex is the best account to hit on. I'm going to say it. I got that account I passed is another Lucid Flex. We have 2 of those that we can ride. Mitch, how many times? I talked about that earlier, I think, before you got on. That the war wasn't going to end anyway. If we thought we were going to have a simple handshake, ceasefire, peace deal between the U.S. and Iran, brother. Yeah, hi. I mean, always use it as conviction, because there could have been a chance that this candle, the next candle that's now green, slammed lower, hit the stop. I'd have been cooked. Not cooked, but I'd have been stopped out. And it's the risk I'm willing to take. Because even with that, let's just say this would be an entry overall towards my stop. The risk to reward on this trim would be close. Yeah, it's still positive. But I'm not going to be calculating the, what's the word? Forget what it's called. Whatever the R multiple is there. There's the word that goes in front of it, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. But y'all know what I mean. Mitch, you can copy paste it. Just click on your name on your modded account. You know, the account that actually has the mod roles, and view channel activity. Oil calendar spreads, can you imagine? Yep. I'll be wrong. Mike, that's still not bad. 6 lucid funded, 2 payouts. Is it unfortunate that you blew 2? Yeah, but solid R to R in general. Kraken as a prop now. Prop business going up. One thing I will say is I have prop firms DM me all the time, even on my account. They're like, I don't post a lot on social media, which I need to post more. I know. But prop firms will they pop up every other day. That's why I don't hype any new prop firms. I won't use any new prop firms that are just coming out. Not interested. Even with Tradeify, I don't think I used them for the first 2 months for the most part. And then I finally saw that they were doing well and continued to use them. Funny Futures Family legit on the deal. Jake got, I think. Dude, that deal, Mitch, I don't know if you saw it. It was 80% off in the beginning. I don't know if it still is, but Funny Futures Family with Jake's code was 80% with no funding fee. It was $40 per account. Jordan, there is a prop firm for options trading. I will never recommend that. Just with options in general, I do not think it's worth it. But it just doesn't make sense for me when calculating the Greeks and the overall reason that I like to trade options. Copy Chain 5 the premiere myself. Hell yeah, Mitch. Mitch, how you been doing on those? Because I know you've been trading those a lot. Warbucks for options too. I will not trade an options prop firm. Imagine having a consistency rule on an options trade. At least with futures, you know the potential like return on it. Like when I took NVIDIA a few weeks ago, if I had a consistency rule on an NVIDIA trade that went 2,000%, I'm cooked. Or I get out for 150% and watch it run another 1850, and I'm like, well, that fucking sucked. It's just options to me. You're playing that like uncapped potential upside, unless you're in spreads. You're mainly playing that uncapped potential upside. So like, you're really limiting yourself by jumping into a prop firm with that. Yeah, Mitch, that's the thing. You take one SPY or SPX trade on a 0 day that does well. Like Mitch said, you'll make more off of one contract, one trade some days than you could even get from a payout. I feel like you're restricting yourself exponentially. With futures, it actually makes sense because you have determined risk to rewards for the most part. Yeah, Mitch, the only way I could see it, Mitch, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it could make sense if someone, no, it wouldn't. I would say it could make sense if someone like wanted to only trade spreads where you have a finite, like determined risk and reward, but then you're not risking a lot in spreads anyway. So it wouldn't make sense to trade a prop firm where you can just do low risk spreads. Like just none of it makes sense for an options prop firm. I'm shocked that they have a business in general. Yeah, Ali, they are. There's a bunch of stocks that are coming out to be able to be traded with futures. I'm interested in it, but to be honest, I'm not excited for it. A lot of people are going to want me to yeet those. Maybe if we do like a DGen hours at some point, we'll full send a Tesla at 9 p.m. But I don't have a lot of interest in trading individual stocks on futures. I don't. SpaceX IPO thoughts. I think it's going to go up. It's probably going to go well. Anything run by Elon usually does rather well. Unless there's some news against it that people are pissed off at him, then it doesn't for a little bit, but then it goes back up 4 times. I mean, how do I determine thoughts on a company that's trying to colonize the moon and Mars? I don't know how to put a value on that. So I'm not the one to really give a great answer about it, but I think it'll do well. Something I'm interested in seeing how it plays out in the beginning and then looking to trade. Mitch, that might have been the most subtle diss that I've seen lately. Their target audience are people who think Robinhood is hard to use. That's fair. That's valid. Most FAP, you have to trade lower, brother. I mean, you knew you were in a bad headspace. And I'm not gonna be like super nice back because you put it in there twice, right? You came in and said you lost $500 because you chased a trade. And the number one thing I recommended was don't do anything. And you came back and said you blew up. Like I could see that coming, which is why I mentioned I wouldn't do anything right now if you're coming in that mind space already. And like there's a situation that plays out. You should not be trying to trade if something like that happens in the beginning. It's just not going to end well. it just 90% of the time, it's not going to end well. Yeah, I mean, that's why I mentioned it, because I didn't want to see that happen. Because I've been there. That's why I talk about it. It just doesn't end well. I don't think we're shorting ES anymore. We're consolidating. We haven't broken structure at all. Stronger 15-minute candle for sure. For sure. But Logan, looking at these hourly candles, what was the two options I wanted to see for a potential short leg? I mean, we still have 17 minutes. Yes, I'll say that. We do. But I wanted like smaller candles near the lows. NQ is currently still doing that, so I'm okay with that. ES is a little bit bigger, but we still have 15 minutes where we can reject. Either a candle consolidating near the lows or we get a break of the low. So now we just kind of see how this next 17 minutes plays out. And that's what I'm really watching is how is this 15 going to close in the next 2 minutes? And then how does the next one react? So that'll determine a lot for me. If we end up getting stronger buying pressure back over this, I might look to close out of this early. For now, though, would it make sense? Yeah. I'm gonna slide stop up to 85. So my risk on this trade has gone from $400 to $100. If it loses, is what it is. All I know is there's gonna be a lot of back holders that day, but it'll go up eventually. Yeah, I can see that, Alan. I agree about chasing trades, but when I just want $20 to cap out a trade, then I jump in, I always regret it. Why? Like you're saying you want to make $20 so you jump in a trade? Or like $20 to add to a trade? I'm just confused on what you mean by that. Yeah, indices are a little bit stronger than I would like. And Q's back around 30.30. I would love to see how the 15 closes, but I don't want to see it rip and close like up here. Main thing I'd be looking for would be a big rejection on this breakout, fake a lot of people in around these two resistance areas, and then we push back lower to close the hourly more of like a doji. But that'd be what I hope happens. And hope doesn't get us shit. Yeah, I like where the stop is. Yeah, oh god, there's definitely something I want to learn in the future. I just know when I dive into it, it's going to be a huge rabbit hole that I'm going to get into. And I'll probably be blowing up Mitch's DMs, which are probably already blown up enough off get questions. Think you might be baiting you in the longs now? It could be. I mean, it could easily work out. That's a clean break of that consolidation. That's why I'm definitely cautious on this. Trying to give it the 15-minute candle, but I don't know. We'll see. Because this hourly still has potential to close stronger. We're still above the prior hourly high, which is keeping me in it for now. But I'm watching to see what I want to do. I still think there's a potential this sets more of a lower high. And we end up failing this 15-minute, trapping a lot of people in longs back over 30-30 and 75-40s. But I could be wrong. Could trap me into holding this longer. It's really important zone. I'm gonna be honest, it seems like a lot of people are struggling in this market. A lot. It was kind of like a trap. That's the thing. We're at a point, it could be a trap. It could not be a trap. All depends on the next 12 minutes. So it's just patience. Tough trade for sure. Yeah. That's why I'm looking at the higher time frames for the most part. And that's why when I look at these charts, I'm going into like the 15 minutes and building out plans for both directions to see which one really works out. Because in theory, we do have a trend bar, consolidations across the board, and then trying to set that overall trend bar. So it's based, for me right now, it's what's going to win. Are the indices going to win, or is oil going to win in this little battle? Yeah, the time frames are definitely going to help for now. All out, what's the 90-90 rule? Ali, more so when we're at like critical points. But yeah, I agree. Because the overnight session can definitely trap a lot of people. Problem is, no matter what, we're going to get volatility at the top of the hour. So we just need to see which way that volatility is going to react. Oil's still holding well, though. What's gold doing? Gold's back at the open. Appreciate you, Mitch. Talk to you later, brother. I think we're fine. I'm just trying to look at all the charts. I would love to see this set a lower high off this resistance and us just push lower aggressively. Because if we do, the top of the hour can be really aggressive. If this hourly ends up being more of a consolidation, we end up failing, breaking those lows, I'd expect a more aggressive move, especially into the 4-hour close. That 4 hour is still more so an inside bar, so we might not see broader continuation yet. I don't know. I'm not fully convinced. $90 for over 90 days. I don't know what you mean by that, to be honest. I don't. Because I've just never heard it before. With that though, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in like a minute. All right, trade's still holding. For now, we're holding. What do the indices look like? There ain't shit telling us anything right now. Stops like break even can make sense. I put it right below this low and right on this support, which is why I'm fine with it. I feel like the main thing is just going to be how the hourly opens, how we react to that open and where we go from there. And besides that, it's just patience. All right, so the poll, 5% of people like to trade New York evening, 64 New York morning, 19 Asia open, 12% Londonish. Interesting. I mean, I'm glad Asia opens at least the second. You know, that's the stream we're on. That if oil stays above $90 for an extended period, roughly 90 days, then it starts materially affecting inflation. Interesting. Oh God, I know it's been impacting inflation for the most part already, and we'll probably see that tomorrow as well, because most people don't understand the amount of things that are impacted just by the price of oil in general. And I knew the number of like the holy shit number on oil was like 120 to 130. And that was before the contract rollover. Whereas if oil gets up there, the chance of a global recession just exponentially explodes. I've talked about that in the past with people that have been here. Which, to be honest, if we do go back to like all out war, the Strait gets closed, oil is going to get really ugly really fast. It's been like 54 days. Interesting. The one thing is, though, I feel like, I mean, the hard part is the oil's being restricted down, I would say, for the most part. Just because we're getting the random tweets, random press conferences that are pushing the market up and pushing oil lower for a day or two, that are just keeping it in this wide, volatile range overall. Oh yeah, Jordan, we've been negative what was it, 11 million barrels a day, every day for the entire war, at least. The one thing I will say is we lost less barrels of oil this week than we did last week based off the numbers alone. We only lost like 2.9 million in our reserves over the past week. Or last week it was bad. It was like 9. Breaking news. I don't want to click on that because I don't know what's going to pop up. Is there micro for oil? MCL. Lambo MCL. That's what I trade personally. Raul, I'm in on TradeFi and Lucid. I have a little on both accounts. Oh, I thought that little bit of volatility was the hourly open. We still have 2 minutes. Fuck you, Spencer. Fuck you. Does oil move like ES? No. Oil is, especially during war times, oil is just aggressively volatile, but it's a trending volatility where you'll see moves like this and it'll make 2.5% moves, which this is, if you're in one mini, it's $1,000 a point. Micro is $100 a point per micro. But you'll get moves like this on oil, which can be very sharp, very, good or bad, depending on what position you're in. It usually moves very fluidly, though. There's times you'll get those random spikes that will wreck you or help you, either way. But that's just part of oil. All right, so we're getting I don't like that hourly anymore. I don't like that hourly anymore. That is a strong push. But oil's not reacting, which is interesting. Like, this isn't reacting at all. So either oil is going to flash crash to the stop, or these are going to reject. Oil's going to hold strength, and we're going to see that continuation here. Yeah, oh God. Someone is in 50 contracts of NQ across 5 accounts. I don't know if they're still in or not, but they'll be ripping. Hell yeah, medium raspberry. I'm glad you took it. And also, I will say, do not stay in this trade because I'm still staying in this trade. Trade how you want to trade. Do not do something just because I'm doing it. This could easily go back and hit my trailed stop, and I lose $100. And it is what it is. I'm okay with it. So we're coming up towards the open. NQ's around this area. ES is around that as well. If we get volatility with this open, this could slam lower, hit this stop. I'm okay if I lose $100 on this trade, just because the upside's exponentially more. I am up a fair amount, but I want to try to let it work. Any news come out? No, like, new news. Front tilt, side tilt. Appreciate you, Stock Market Jay. Go down with the ship. Are there any drone stocks? Because Trump just said that they're looking for investment initiatives to American drone companies. Could be a good move. Find those companies with the government deals. Let them rip. Iran hasn't fired back yet. Dude, if Iran fires back at the U.S., holy fuck. What up, Zay? What the fuck? Look at ES. I was about to shut up. Yeah, I mean, it's a large move for sure, especially in that 5-minute candle. And it's large based off the price action we're currently getting. But there's a chance this slams down. If these hold strength overall, this could easily slam right back down to the stop. And then I'm just out. Is what it is. currently think now after moving that, I have a quarter R of risk on this position. Dude, that's probably the greatest way to say it. If I ran fighters back, the U.S. will go full port, and it will not be pretty. I will be longing oil every single pullback for the next month. Jordan is open drones. Could be a move if that does go through. Yeah, these are still strong for now. What is the problem? Because if oil wants to get spicy and get a little volatile, as the indices build out this range, with the 4-hour inside bar kind of shaping up at the moment, might just be stuck for a minute. The nice part is, if I was in ES, we would have been stopped. Oil, at least we got a little bit of hopium left. We still got a chance to get out of profits if we want. Lightning fund and inbound. I want to see how we're doing this session. I'm going to ask you guys. Just because I've seen a lot of people not doing well in chat. But I know a lot of you are doing well. Put up another poll just because. I don't think ES is bearish anymore. No, it's not overly bearish at all. I'd be more so just looking for a rejection of this broader area between the open and this. Oil can easily pull back because now ES is setting that 4-hour kind of like consolidation. We got a stronger hourly than I would want personally, drastically stronger. Don't think it closed above the highs. Closed at the highs. So yeah, it's pretty strong. Strong chart. Oil's still holding structure, but it can fade quick. And if it fades, it'll likely trend down to the last 4-hour high during this hour, which would be 89.60s, which would stop us out, obviously. What up, Com? Oil re-entry? No. Mar, I'm not going to say like I'm going to re-enter because I'm still in. You, like I always say, though, build your trade plan. If you like it, let it rip. Stock market Jay, you know just as much as I do about that, to be honest. I have no clue. I haven't heard any words about when and where meetups are. When I know is usually when you'll know. Like, we'll talk about it beforehand, but then eventually Jake will say it. I know nothing. Fuck, sorry to hear that, Ollie. It seems like there's a lot of people, like I said, that are struggling. Poll says a little differently. We got 25 votes. Half the people are green. Might be liars, but we'll take it. Stop to cover commissions. Trade Wop, I know you don't like stock commissions, but there's people that I've done lessons with. And the second a trade goes green, even on options, there would be people that would move their stop to cover the contract cost, like the commissions, so the trade wouldn't go red at all. I'm like, brother, you are quite literally pinching pennies or dollars on a trade where you're looking to make 700. I don't think $4 in commissions is going to kill you. Yeah, Jay, I'll be there for sure. For sure. Are they momentum traders? They weren't. They were just people learning. They traded our system. They were just trying to learn for the most part. So we're seeing this pullback, while this also pulls back a little bit. This is obviously more bullish than bearish at the moment. We'll see. See if oil stops me out or if it keeps us in. Bro, it drives me insane seeing people do that. I personally do not care about commissions. Now there's days like if I have a tilt, I will spend a shitload in commissions, and it ain't good because I'll just instead of eating 2 minis, I'll eat 20 micros, which is just dumb. Just eat the minis if you're gonna eat. Are you sipping water? That it. All I drink during the session is water and coffee in the beginning. No, if you're in minis, commission should be the last thing you worry about at all. Thought it was tequila. If that bottle was full of tequila, DJ and our sign would be on and I'd be full porting. Anything I could. I want to see how we react to this low. If we hold this low, we're fine. We can build out a consolidation right here and then look for the break later on. Doesn't look too promising though, because the indices are holding. What was your previous job before full-time trading? The main job I had was I was a chemical pipe welder. So I was a welder maintenance man in a chemical plant. And then for like a year after that, I was sales kind of managing for accounts for a company that my mom was a part of. That's where I was able to trade a lot, was when I was doing that job and being by a computer 10 hours a day already. I mean, not like a shitload because I'm in Ohio. I wasn't traveling, but I made enough, yeah. I made a lot for my age, for sure. We in yet, coach? I've been in. Now I'm kind of just waiting to see if I get stopped or not. Oh, dude, the hours I worked, I would much rather stress trade a chart for 12 hours a day than do what I did. Now, mind you, it sucked, but it paid good. But during the shutdowns, we were running like 712s, and it was minimum 12, max 16. Most of the time, it wasn't 12 hours. That was also an hour drive to and from each day. So if I worked 16, technically 18 hours of work total between driving to. Outside of that, I got to find time to eat, cook, and then sleep at some point. So no, it was brutal. It wasn't easy. It was fun though, especially being young and dumb. It was fun. Are you in a trade? I'm in a trade. I'm not like looking to add or enter anything else right now. Kind of just waiting to see how the market reacts. Right now, the indices are stronger, which will likely push oil back lower. So we'll see. There's a chance this one goes to that move stop in profit. Yeah, Jordan, that's why I'm glad I got out when I did. I know if I was like 30s, it would kick the shit out of me. The problem was too, everybody I worked with who was 40 to 50 years old looked like they were 60 to 70. And they looked like it wholeheartedly. And I knew that life would just be miserable. So I had to find something to do. Jordan, what do you do if you work 14 12s? This sounds something like the oil field or like a rig worker. Yeah, coach, we've been trading oil. At this point, probably going to get stopped on it, but. Oh, God, that sounds sick, to be honest. Yeah, I was third-party contractor as well, because the plants themselves had union workers. We weren't union. We were an outside contractor. 4 times is a hell of a career to have. It's nice. You get 3 days off. Robert, for the most part, especially during war times, high oil leads to high inflation. High inflation leads to the indices going lower. So that's the main reason that I say they're divergent or negatively correlated. There's going to be other reasons as well. I haven't dove in too much into it, but I just know they're primarily negatively correlated, especially during war times. And that's what I focus on. See how this 5 reacts. Because if this does fail and we end up grinding back lower, first off, a lot of people are going to be trapped in longs. It's not going to be enough to where it's like, oh my God, this is going to squeeze us lower. But it could easily push us lower still. But we ain't out the mud yet. This name's struggling a little bit here. Yeah, Jordan, it's just blue collar's fun, like you said in your 20s, but anything after that just kicks the shit out of you. I work 980s every other Friday off. Fuck. That sounds miserable. That sounds fucking miserable. Gas station lunches every day don't help. Gas station lunches, a shitload of cigarettes. Back then I was dipping a lot too. Probably 800 milligrams of caffeine minimum daily. Oh, I was beating the hell out of myself. Breathing in chemicals I probably shouldn't have been breathing in. Got 50 contracts. Yeah. What I'm watching here is to see if we hold this kind of 5-minute low. We lost that one so far. We're just in this general support area. If we hold that, there's still a chance that the hourly gets somewhat of a fail to go lower, and we're just consolidating. I don't have high hopes for it because the indices are still stronger at the moment, but we'll see how it plays out. I'm willing to risk the 100. Oh, okay, Prophet. I thought you were saying you're working 80 hours a week. There's something about a Marlboro. One thing I never did was smoke, but I dipped a lot as a teenager and early 20s. Hi everyone, I need some reassurance I'm not the only one going insane with this price action. Got a few payouts, blew my funded. Low Melty, there have been a lot of people in chat that have not been doing well. I will say that. I mean, it says only 16% of the people who voted are red. I feel like a lot of people aren't voting if they were red. Because we've had a large amount of people talking about blowing accounts or being red or tilting. And it's just probably rougher price action in general, which is why I'm just taking higher time frame trades and letting them work. First time trading oil today, up 1,500. Fuck yeah, Russian. Glad you at least got something locked out. MU to 2K tomorrow. Is MU still flying? Spence, you talking about them yapping? Goldman said the S&P 500 going to 8,000 by November. It's possible. Especially if we keep pumping up the market. I mean, we have a really strong 4-hour consolidation here. If this holds into tomorrow, we could look for a broader breakout easily into the end of the week. Could be a nice Thursday type price action. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Could be a nice little Thursday, Friday move. Structure's there for it. Yeah, a little melty. For me, it's just about looking at the higher time frames and just where's my conviction for the most part. And just letting that work, whether it stops me out or not. I'm taking a lot less trades lately, but it's just how I trade. Gold's gonna do it without me. God damn, Spence. Gold just got slaughtered. It's interesting. The indices are still holding up with gold being a little more bearish. Obviously, they're not that correlated together, but usually they've been moving well in the same correlation. Yeah, Lil Melty, if you're in a tilted mindset, I would completely just fuck off for the rest of the week. It ain't worth blowing an account while we're in a daily consolidation. It ain't worth it at all. Thoughts on NVIDIA for a long-term hold? I mean, they seem like a great company. I saw that they were saying they're looking to double their production, and within like a few years, they want to double their market cap, which is nutty because that's $10 trillion. Actually, 11. The indices get buying pressure here. Oil will spike this. Problem is that could be a retest on oil, which would be unfortunate, but is what it is. Yeah, Logan, just call it. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people that are struggling right now. It's just the kind of market we're in. Been holding NVIDIA since 2021. Fuck yeah, brother. That's a hell of a long-term hold. Gold could easily get disgusting overnight. I mean, 4-hour sell, that hourly just failed the open aggressively. Gold looks horrendous right now. It looks horrible. Oil's starting to not look too good either, but it'd be like that. What's crazy is off this rally, I did get a funded account, but I'm likely going to lose $100 on my fundeds. Yeah, Mar, that's why I said at the time I did not love re-entries. I just didn't. What's the chart analysis on this? Stop loss is likely going to get hit for the most part. Unless we see some overly aggressive buying and the indices sharply push lower. What you can look at is the 15-minute trying to set a higher low. If it does, there's hope, right? Main thing I'd be looking for is the hourly to get back above the prior hourly low to give us that failure to go lower, which then can build out more of a consolidation. We look for like the overnight type of move versus a move right now, which can happen. It's just, is my stop in a good enough spot to where it'll hold? And I don't know about that. Problem is the indices are getting buying action, but if they do break down here, there's a chance this holds, but it's a very tight stop area compared to where we're sitting. Let me make sure all my stops are right. Yeah. That'd be a wild hold if this held. Just 2-minute and aggressive candle. Thing about oil too is candles like this don't matter as much. That little aggressive bearish candle, because oil loves to reverse those on occasion. Something like this where that happens. We'll see how it reacts though. I would need to see the stronger 15-minute close in the next like 8 minutes for much conviction of it holding. For now, though, I'm writing it off as, in my head at least, that $100 stop got hit. Bought some NVIDIA leaves during Trump's tariffs in 2025. You're still in them? Holy fuck. Goddamn. There's a clock in the background music. I don't hear it unless it stopped. Probably. I do got to find more background music. Up 342%. Hell yeah. Dude, imagine if you bought Leaps like early last year before NVIDIA made that 1000% rally. Unless that was after the tariffs, which I don't think it was. I think it was before tariffs. Yeah, it's crazy. 342% on Leaps is insane. Can oil hold is the question. Doesn't look like it with the indices trying to fail to go lower. I mean, the indices are looking stronger and stronger. Yeah, it's a nice consolidation. Got some AMD Leaps too, 772%. Fucking hell, dude. You're crushing Leaps. I ain't got the capital to pump oil. 44, I'm doing good, brother. How you doing? That would mean that there's a higher low if you think there's an inverse head and shoulders. I see what you're looking at. Yeah, that would just mean this is potentially a higher low if it triggers. You know what it'll do. Appreciate you, brother. Might as well buy a yacht and a private island with those returns. If you're getting that much on Leaps, hell yeah. Because Leaps aren't cheap. Unless you got some crazy out of the money contract. I don't like that 5 minute because it looks like it wants to spike lower. God damn, brother. You had 5 AMD calls for $42 a piece. Fuck. Them pricey. Yeah, Gordito, Asia's just slow in general. It's the unfortunate part about it, but usually, like if this was New York, I would either be nuked out by now or we would have held and we'd be back up at the highs. It just is what it is. It's just something you got to get used to, which takes a while. But to me, it helps build a lot of patience across all sessions. Of just being able to wait for setups or wait for trades. Because if we can wait hours for a trade to play out, you can easily do that during New York. Yeah, dang video, that's a fire trade. Especially if you get cap gains tax on it. That's going to be insane. At least long-term cap gain. So that means you got in July of last year. So you got in back here around 130. Holy fuck. You got it at 130. It's only sitting at 500. Small move. Small move. Asia session is a really good session to learn. Just trying to learn patience in general, night and day. I'm interested to see how we react to this, because all we're doing now is consolidating like we did right at the beginning of the stream. We're in the same area. There's a chance I do end streaming a little bit and I just let the trade do its thing at that point, but we'll see. Yeah, Andrew, it sounds like at that point, though, you're used to shorting like heightened volatility, which you're not going to see a lot of unless you see news candles during this session. So that makes sense why it might not fit your style in general. There's just going to be a lot less of those type of setups during Asia, if that's what you're looking at. Stock market J, if you really struggle and hesitate with it, yeah. Like if New York works for you the best, there's no reason to not just trade New York. This session is where, honestly, a majority of my futures profits have come from lately. So I love trading this session. And just being able to like hold overnight if the trades continue to work out for the most part. Well, right now, really. Because what I do is I'll set alerts on where my orders are. So I can just look at my phone real quick and see if the alerts go off, and then I'll know. But I usually don't wake up in the middle of the night because I'm usually going to bed in the middle of the night. Is gold still GCM? Gold rolled over on most brokers today. Yesterday and today, a lot rolled over. Were you looking along the NQ? If I was looking along the NQ, I would just look for a break of this consolidation. We get back over like 70s, I think it can easily rip back up towards all-time high. Not all-time highs, like 140s, 135, 140s. All-time highs could be in the picture like throughout the overnight. See if this 5-minute takes us out. Wow, gold did get slaughtered. That 40 area we talked about hit. Well, not yet, but close. It's been a few points. I would wait for the indices to get out of this range, though, for any trades for me personally. It's holding well, for sure. I try, Gordito. I try. Lately, I've been sleeping well. Been going to bed at like 2. Yeah, I'm always in Rick's stream. Usually, no matter what. I get in his stream at like 8:45-ish. Gordito, that's as long as I got caffeine, I'm chilling. And I got a lot of caffeine in the house. Yeah, I got all my breaks done. I did them all last week, but I think I have to do my calipers. So I gotta figure that out. And Q to get slaughtered next and see out of Valhalla. I'm in. If we hold by a few ticks on our stop, I'm in. But it's not looking good. It's not looking that enticing. It's looking like I'm gonna lose $100. Quickly. Rather quickly. I do trade most sessions. I do. If I'm not trading like the pre-London, I can go to bed at a decent time, like 132-ish. But if I trade pre-London, I'm likely going to bed at like 3 to 4, which isn't the most ideal. Dude, I would love, like, imagine getting like a first form sponsorship or something. That'd be sick. Oh yeah, Gordito. Everything on those brakes were rusted. Horribly rusted. I don't know if they've changed the brakes since the vehicle was purchased by the way they looked. And if they did, they might have done it once. That'd be sick. I want to try the isn't Killcliff the one that Joe Rogan has a can of? I want to try that. It's like jalapeno pineapple or something, just because that sounds fire. Like, that sounds so good. Dude, a Red Bull sponsorship would be nuts. I don't know if that's the kind of brand marketing they want. Is someone just yeeting charts all night? If we get sponsored by some type of energy drink, brother, that's when we have to do like the 12-hour stream. Minimum. Then we have a reason to do it. Red Bull and Henny's a crazy combination. Crazy. There's like the ever so slightest chance that this stop holds. But I just have such little hope in it holding. But it might. It might keep me in this trade for hours. I think Jake would approve that. Jake would approve a 12-hour stream. Jake's talked about doing it. He's talked about it multiple times. Jake needs a Guinness deal. That'd be the craziest deal in the world. Also, how are we getting more viewers at 9:30 at night? Crazy. Appreciate y'all being here. If you enjoy what we do, I know today's stream's a little bit slower just because the market's not moving a whole lot. Kind of just more so range bound. Hit the like button, show some love, help us get some reach, help us grow. Also, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. We are live 5 times a day, 5 days a week. Technically 6 days a week because we stream Saturdays as well. No, not yet, brother. I'll do one. I'll make the same. I'll tell you what. I'll make the same agreement as yesterday. We get 125 likes, which is quite literally 10 more. And we'll do a giveaway tonight. If we don't do it, no giveaway. Oh, yeah. No, he would love the sponsorship in general. Jordan, imagine renting a plane. No, what I would do if we had a Red Bull contract, I'll just skydive while closing a trade. Simple. Easy. I saw Snow ripped on earnings. Anyone in it? Some people might have it long term. Profit factor 6:30 a.m. or p.m. Red Bull give you full port. Imagine DGen hours sponsored by Red Bull. All right, so it's confirmed the U.S. did attack Iran. Apparently, the Revolutionary Guard confronted an oil tanker that attempted to cross the strait, and the U.S. didn't like that. Mike, it is 1:25, so like 4. Well, you're in a meeting, so you can't hear. So I don't know if you heard that or not. but it's 125. $100-point trade on NQ in free fall. I would love if NQ free fell 100 points. I would love that. If oil does all of this to give us that little fail to go lower, this is also what I talk about when I say oil loves to pull back. It pulls back hard. Polar bear. I'm going to be honest. If a nuke is dropped, whatever I make does not matter. Because there is a lot worse things to worry about at that point. Money doesn't mean shit if that happens right away. Because there's going to be a lot of things going on. Daniel, that's like, there's been multiple questions similar to that in the past. Indices look like they're trying to break higher. Still sitting in this consolidation though. YM's fighting the open, higher lows across the board on the 5s. 15s, it'll be interesting just to see how they close. If they fail to go higher, there's a chance they pull back. Structurally, they are still stronger though, for sure. Hourly, just inside bars. So we might see like 20 more minutes of consolidation. Gordito, you might get a full pardon. Don't think anyone will care about anything. One button gets pushed, there's probably gonna be a lot of global buttons getting pushed. What you mean? Daniel, that's probably the greatest way to say it. Because like even with oil, if anything horrible happened and oil ripped, I get a 2K payout. I'm not going to celebrate a 2K payout if we're literally in like World War III. I can honestly see Trump. No, I can't see that. That would be absurd. You can use that payout for canned food. Fire idea, my guy. Nah, I'd be pissed I didn't take CL on the funded. I only have it on funded, luckily. Because even if this does stop me out, we passed an eval. So we got another funded locked in. So we're up to 6 now, which is kind of nutty. Gordito, it is with Lucid. I have this trade on a Lucid Flex, and then it's on 2 Tradeify growths. That's my best. Imagine that's how you pass your first eval because a nuclear war breaks out. Good luck. We're fighting hard here to the upside on the indices. I would have wanted to see one of these 2 candles break and push because we have all these lower wicks showing supports here. And then we just have not been able to get above. The interesting thing is we are fighting in this exact same area as before. Both names. So the market quite literally has not moved since here. We consolidated, moved, consolidated, moved, consolidated. Now it's which way is the next move going to be? Also, if the indices break down, gold is GG's. If we get selling pressure to kick in now after gold sold off 40 points, G's. If we do get a push up though, give me just a face rip to 91.6. We're just locking in a payout. $15-minute failed doji break on NQ. I'm very skeptical of longs on the indices. I'm very skeptical because this had every right to break out. The 15-minute break here had every right to see that continuation. if we close these candles more bearish, I would anticipate a pushback towards the Asia session lows. We'll see if that plays out. Doesn't have to play out, but I'm not in love with it. I'm not in love with longs on the indices, which gives me some hopium back on oil, baby. 15-minute on oil is trying to close strong as well. It is looking nice, polar bear, but we still have 17 minutes. That's why I'm not like, hell yeah. If this 15 holds and closes like this or a little bit higher, I like it a lot. Nice 15-minute higher low. That's a new support built structurally on a different time frame other than like the 5 that we can trade off of, and we let it ride. I'm also glad I said I wasn't interested in like adding in anywhere around here. And I hope some people that were looking to get in were patient. The indices still aren't out yet, though. This could easily push back higher. 15-minute or 5-minute could lower high. Send this into more of a doji, and then the next candle breaks and stops us. So we're not safe yet. Same size as usual, polar bear. If I've traded evals aggressively, it's been more so in New York because you don't have to really be aggressive with the moves it's been making. Like I passed one today trading, I think I was in 3 ES, which is large size for me. But it was an eval I think I hadn't traded it yet. So I started trading it and I was like, let's see how much I can make. And it passed. See you later, Jordan. Just so y'all know, in 3 likes, I will do a giveaway. I will. I'll run it. But we need 3 likes. Ain't running it before. If we don't get 3 likes, we don't run it. Yeah, we might see a stop here. Well, fuck, I'm staying for 3 likes then. Jordan, I'm not gonna lie. It's exactly why you said it. Why I said it, because you said you were about to leave. See you later, Gordito. All right, we got it. We got the likes. I'll give it to you. To enter the giveaway, all you will need to do is type !enter in the chat once the bot is running. You wouldn't dare do a giveaway? Watch me. And you're still on? Connor, I did. And you actually just showed up for the giveaway. So you have that sense. All you're going to have to do is type !enter in the chat. I'm going to give you all 5 minutes on the giveaway. Once the bot puts the comment in the chat, you type this. No spaces, just !enter, and then send that in the chat. Bot should reply to you, letting know you have a ticket. You're gonna rig it anyway? Connor, I hope one of these days you win, but it's just not on my chat. Sell the bribe money to me directly. You can sell me whatever money you want, and I guarantee you will be you'll get an entry on the giveaway. That's it. Tell you what, Gordito, for every $100 you sell, you get an account. Hell of a steal. The accounts are only like $80 on Tradeify, but trust me, I got you. And I'm going to use that for more giveaway accounts. Deal of a lifetime? Dude, I know. I give the greatest deals out there, personally. Wholesale fee, exactly. If you think about it, it's kind of like a charity cause because you're giving back to the community. I love how I start the giveaway. We jump up 10 viewers. Motherfuckers. You guys and probably your alt accounts. Anyways, you have 3 minutes to enter. There's 52 of you in. There's a lot of people not entering the giveaway. All you have to do is type ! enter in the chat. You have 3 minutes left. If you don't get in, I'm not going to open it again today unless we get in some random rant. So I feel like some of you guys purposely ask questions right towards the end, so that way I rant and I open the giveaway again. Techno, you forgot the word enter. ! Type the word enter, and then hit enter. What up, Own It Army? Own It, I'm doing a giveaway. So if you type ! enter, you can enter to win a Tradeify 50K growth account. So with that though, I'm gonna change the banner. Because Tradeify is the fucking goats. What up, James? How you doing, brother? Give me a break back below 40 and 30. And then we're back. This trade's back like it never pulled back. It's crazy how well it held up during that rally, though. Could still fail on this 15. Need a stronger 15-minute close over the next 10 minutes. What up, Abraham? What's the trade? We longed oil like 20, 30 minutes into stream. Still kind of just holding for now. I passed one eval off of it because I needed a little bit on that eval. Other than that, I'm holding it on a few fundeds. Yeah, David, we easily could head towards opening print. To me, though, it says higher low. If the higher low plays out, beautiful. Right now, we're in this consolidation between this support resistance. If one of those breaks, that's where I'll expect it to go. I'm fully willing to take a stop on this because with my move stop, I'm risking $100. I'm cool with it. I'm only 50 away from passing an account. Fuck. I think I was like 300, so I wasn't as bad. But when I'm lower, I just size down. I even used like half the size I was using on my funded accounts to take that trade. All right. Is there a lot of people that didn't get in the giveaway? Because for some reason, only 78 of y'all made it in out of 151. That math doesn't math to me. The giveaway did just close. But 78 out of 150 made it in. I mean, it is great odds. But why is there half the people that didn't? How many people didn't get in that are in the chat? Because I'm the main character. Logan, there's a lot of main characters in here. There's a lot of them. Yeah, David, obviously half. I'm talking about the ones that are actually in the chat. Stop asking questions. Yeah, see, so you were able to. I mean, I was expecting to see a lot of people go me, but we're not seeing that. So, yeah, M. Barker, that's why I give it a 5-minute timer so people have time to be able to go do whatever they need to do. I see naturally spamming. Tell you what, 30 seconds, that's all you get. When this says 18, 218, it's closed. Appreciate you, brother. You get 30 seconds. I better at least see someone besides Naturally get in, because then it just looks like I'm favoring him. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got a few more. All right, that's it. And I'm picking, so I can't reopen it. Hey, Johnny. Johnny, have you won before? Dude, imagine if Naturally won. I'd get so many accusations there. I'd get so many. Odds changed, Gordito. They changed by 7. It's not changing that much. Sean, did you got in, right? When I you did. Perfect. Johnny. No, I haven't. Hell yeah, Johnny. Johnny, shoot me a message either on Discord or Instagram. You can DM me on the side. All right, Naturally. Shoot me a DM on Discord or Instagram. Let me know when where you're gonna send it. So that way I can get you. Gonna delete that so people quit entering. Congrats, brother. I'll send it on Insta, but I don't like the indices, and I don't like this 5-minute or this 15-minute. But I haven't liked a lot of things that have happened, and we're still in this trade. So, Gordito, I didn't get the bribe. Definitely rigged. I mean, hey, I'm just saying my odds are a lot better than Jake's. Mine, this stream, you got a 1 in 85 chance. Jake's stream, you get a 1 in 400 chance. If you want even the best odds, I think Mitch and Lamelli have good odds as well when they run giveaways. We might get a 5-minute push lower here in the close to flip this hourly from a failure to go lower to a sell. Because that could push these up, give a strong hourly inside bar in which we look to break to the upside. Decisions. See you, Mike. Yeah, that 5 might higher low it. Fail this 15. When the hourly opens, it might push it lower to spike the stop. These might push higher. I think I'm just going to leave the $100 in risk. I was thinking about just hopping out for like the $200, but I'd be more mad if I took the 200 and then it worked than if I lost $100. Everyone's sliding Rong's DM. Hundo. I mean, if we get everyone to give me a hundo, I have unlimited giveaways. If everyone starts doing it on the side. See you, Own It Army. Got you, Johnny. I'll send you the code after stream. I'll just check to make sure I got your DM. Yeah, Adrian, I feel like market's definitely gonna want to see the inflation numbers. So we'll see how it goes. I won't be in a trade for that at all. I think we won't trade till probably like 10:30ish New York. Honestly, I haven't been trading till like the afternoons. I think I traded once in the morning in the last week and I lost. So yeah, we have heavy data the next 2 days, inflation-wise. Let's see what we got. I talked about it earlier. There's an Dude, there's like a little fruit fly or something that just broke into my office, and I just casually see it go flying past my face. If you see my head randomly jerking, it's because the little fly just keeps going around me. We have core PCE, GDP, durable goods, jobless claims, and then PMI Friday. That sounds terrible. That sounds just horrible. What up, Worthy? Yeah, old bum. That's happened to me before, where I've been doing well in New York and I'd get greedy and decide to trade a little bit more. Market looks more bullish and bearish 100% right now. That's one thing I will say. We held the low of the range. I would have wanted to see this break if we were going to be bullish or bearish. YM's back above the open, higher lows across the board, 15-minute buy setups triggering. With higher lows, hourly inside bar, we could see a pushback into and above the opens, which should lead this to a stop if that happens. Like I said, I'm leaving my $100 of risk on. Worst case, I'll take one trade tomorrow during New York. See if I either go to a full R of red or go green. See you later, Gordito. I got Alan stream later. Hell yeah, enjoy it. What up, Noedo? MES, I usually just, if I do well during Asia and London, like not London, but like the time between Asia and London as well, I have no reason to really trade New York. And if I do, I've gotten myself so used to like just patience and lower volatility that I found a lot of the times the end of day moves, not even end of day, but like the lunch hour moves have been really nice. Just looking for like the overall pivots throughout this kind of price action has been really nice to trade. And yeah, this looks like shit, but if you're patient and wait for an entry, it's nice. Like yesterday, I think I caught this, but on NQ. So like this little rally here. And it was just patience waiting for the setup. And once it finally hit, I took it. I just trade less in New York, I guess. So I just use a lot of patience throughout New York. And I don't like trading the open just because the broader volatility in general. We have the 10 p.m. open. Oh my God, it's 10. We have the 10 p.m. open right now. We're going to produce some volatility. Should at least. Normally get volatility every hour on the hour. So we'll see. But in a few minutes, I will be wrapping up stream, stop loss or not. Phil, I don't even know what that is. I don't even want to try to pronounce that. See you later, Ali. I said that out loud and my furniture started floating. Some Harry Potter. I'm going to be honest, Phil. I read your name, and that is kind of why I didn't read the words in the sentence. I'm not saying it out loud because I don't want to get clipped, but I don't know what the fuck it means. But no, I read your name, and I immediately wouldn't read those words out loud because of it. Dude, I'm trying to read what those words are. And I have no clue. I have no clue. I'm probably trying to sound it out in my head. Daniel, I think that's what's throwing me off. Oh, nope. If you ignore the word fractionals, it makes sense. Now I get it. You almost had me. If it was easier to pronounce, you probably would have had me. I'm not going to lie. If that word didn't seem like a foreign language, I would have said it. You got me hook, line, and sinker. Daniel, at least you're not streaming in front of over 100 people, though. That would have been clipped hard as hell and thrown all over Instagram. Do you foresee a vicious downward throb on NQ? I would love to see that. I mean, we keep slamming off these resistances. The problem is the hourly did close strong, but we can fade that. But it's like speculative to look for a fade. Main thing is we're just in a range. We're in a massive fucking range right now. But we do keep slamming off the top of the range. If we get back below 30.30, I'd be looking for downside on NQ. And I'd be looking for upside on oil. Upside on oil, I still want 91.60. Gets trolled the most. Yeah, polar bear. Yeah. Well, it's because I'd rather have this and trolls in general than some of the comments Jake gets. Some of the comments Jake gets, I get annoyed just reading them. CL to 120 by end of month. If CL goes to 120, first off, I'm going to be happy because we can keep longing it every day. But it's going to suck ass globally if oil gets to 120. I would like to see us head down, also partly selfishly because I'm in oil. But it's just while we're within this range, conviction is just not there. The problem is we could easily spike higher, retest the open, and then fail that, which would stop me out, most likely, on oil. With that, though, I think it's a solid time to call it a night. Little 3-hour banger, not too shabby. We'll see if oil hits anything. I'm interested in trims anywhere between 91 and 91.6. I'm going to be honest, after holding this long, I'm probably going to be looking for the higher end of that because why not? My stop is still sitting at 89.85, which I'm risking $100 now. So 0.25 R. Nothing crazy at all. We'll see what happens. I'm going to leave the trade open, leave the orders in place, let it kind of cook. But I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of your night. And Alan's streaming at 1 a.m. Eastern. So if you're on, catch his stream. If not, Jake's on at 8:30 in the morning. So you have a great rest of your night. I'll talk to y'all later.